Ka Donbosco College, Byndihati, East Janja Hills, Rengkat berkasin Anthony's College, Shillong, kila penlong yaka workshop basisni hakalai tarik jemang, ban hikai shaki hendria pusat ngut ki Nonghikai ki balawan shembenta, Najantia Eastern College, Thomas Jones Synod College, Shangpung College, ban Arthli ki school na than ka nikashnong, halor kapang, kumno ban wad bania yaki jingtip, bat hangno ban penmi yaki. Scientific Research and Publications. Reverend Padar Daniel Kaji, Principal Kanika College, ula ai ki kentien ptiang ngobha yaki riu shampang, bat yaki Nonghikai ki balawan sha kanika workshop. Ula batai lengkot yaka jing koridor bat jing dan kam yaka jing wat jing tip babenia, research, ban penhe penkraw yaki top jing tip naga benta kalawe. Uba barrister and senior cooperative officer na jowai ula long ukong san bat ula play yaka kanika workshop. Kadba uba Beckett Singshai sembut kongsan ula play yaka office research cell jong ka nika college. U Dr. Bats Kamar bo ula ai ka jingkran play hagaba ula ngam jiliu yaka pang wat jingtip babanya bat ban penmi yakita ki jingtip haki top jingtho publication knang ban penriu spa shushu yaki pang jing start bat jingtip ki bayade katkum ki subject. Lengba ka nika workshop Kindri puwe ngut kinong hikai kila penpau bagi layo Jingmyntoi shikadai e hagi jing puli jongki. U Dr. Jacob L. Shilla ula batai kumno ban buat renti ya ki jing tip balayo lum knang baki tu ki bapuli bat ki pendan kam yaki kin snguthu sha yakita ki jing tho balalum jing tip. U Dr. Auswin Japang ula batai yaka rukom bu bed bu renti yaki jing tho knang ba anla ban pediang bat penmi haki research journal. Ula kadawru ikilat kilenti ban kiar na kabashu tho tu na kijing tho jungki we kiba la bnialam sha ka yeng kashari bat ngat hakakuna kabakia. Kadba ka Dr. Amanda C. Tongper kalabatai halor kapang kabede bat ka hokten rai jungki nong tho intellectual property rights kabalaya da ka an bat amla ban pendan kam ya ka jingtip bat jing tho jungki we lemda layo jingbit permission shwa ban board bat ban penmi ha ki jing tho. Kakong Lily Mary Nong Tudu Nong Penyat yaka Research Cell Donbosco College kala penwa yaka workshop daki kentien Khublai ngongu yaki Nonghikai ki kongsan bat baro ki baladun kti ban penlong yaka nika workshop kabasai so.
You who are way senior to me, you may have not done your research, but in terms of teaching experience, you have way more, you have put in many years, and for that you have my respect and my admiration. Also, there are those of you who have completed your research, and those of you who have not completed your research. And if you understand, I feel very at home because I'm Jengtia, my blood is Jengtia through and through. I was just sitting there and thinking to myself, this is my first time sitting up doing research. It is a systematic plan. Also, I would just like to add that these are the slides that I use for my students, and they are very simple in a sense, because I thought students would be here, so please don't mind if they appear too simple, alright? It is the method of doing research. Sorry, I was asking my brother to come in so that I get to introduce him as well. He's Dr. Zaman Tongper. He teaches in Martin Luther Christian University. He's a professor there, and he teaches in the Department of Tourism. So thank you to my brother who's here. Rizal and Elizabeth are also my students. Why do we need a method? Because, as I said, you cannot simply have an idea and run with it, right? There has to be a method. And do not be scared of these methods, be thankful. What do I mean by that? When there is a method, there is a routine.
Edited volumes of books and magazines, or perhaps you could also, through these write-ups of yours, then eventually take up research in the form of a PhD for those especially who are yet to pursue the same or are still doing it. Also, along with this, I will also be talking about how do you avoid the pitfalls of plagiarism, which is a very big issue, a very big problem, where oftentimes, not because we are unethical, but because we do not really know how to make sure that we follow the practices of a structured paper properly, that we get academic levels of a doctorate especially, that we must understand that in every research that we undertake, there is always a set design. It is very similar to what has already been discussed earlier. You see, like Sir Jacob earlier mentioned to us and showed to us the steps of doing research, what is required. Jacob's lecture this morning, but in very different language. Well, Sir Jacob and of course even the chief guest this morning, Dr. Batskham, shared with all of us is that we do not have a very strong reading culture, and that Sir Jacob also insists that we must read. The first step for me is also ideas. These ideas can only happen when we take part with, as what Sir Jacob said, in conversation. We take part in the material.
Okay, what is research? And I'm going to be sharing with you the basics of how to do research. And because we were told that there will also be students in this group, so I have simplified this to the point that it'll be so simple to think, what is this guy talking about? Why is it so simple? Okay, but anyway, these are concepts that you need to understand. Now, the first PhD that I did was a PhD which I have started without understanding the basics of research, and that caused me a lot of problems along the way. It took me 2 to 3